got that wanderlust, yeah, we're on the move. Budget-friendly adventures we approve. Crazy travels and Chango bananas, here to show you all the best vacation manners. So pack your bags, let's get out the door. Come and follow us to see the world and more. We ain't scared to travel. We ain't scared to travel.
What's going on, guys? It's Crazy Can't Tip and Crazy Travels. Oh my God, Crazy.
And this is Chango Bananas.
And we ain't scared to travel. Welcome to episode number 4. Best, least expensive time to travel, to save money, and beat the crowds. Realistically, you may or may not be able to beat the crowds, but guess what? You're going to be there with the crowds enjoying your vacation. That is right. Man, we got a couple of bullet points that we want to hit. We're getting better at this. We're talking travel. We're all over the place. But most importantly, we're giving you travel advice. Am I right, Chango?
That's what matters, right? That's what we're here, right? Sometimes you can't beat the crowds. And you just got to make the best of it.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
Make the memories that matter to you.
You make the memories, make vacations, and then have that for the rest of your life. There isn't a vacation that I haven't taken that I'm like, oh man, that was chaff. Every vacation that I've taken was awesome. Man, let's talk about travel off-peak. Avoiding summer times. If you can't avoid them, then you can't avoid them, right? Because whether you're going to Europe or you're going to Disney or you're going somewhere here, obviously summertime the kids are out of school and everywhere you go, there's going to be crowds.
Yeah, so you want to avoid peak times, right? So, Crazy. What are off-peak times, right? I don't know. Is it June, July? When is it?
Off-peak is probably like September through maybe the beginning of November, because then you have Thanksgiving, and then after that you have Christmas, that New Year's, and so I'm guessing September through like the first 2 weeks of November, and then February or late mid-January through the beginning of March.
Yeah, so for the off-peak times, yeah, like you mentioned, non-holidays, right? You want to avoid those. You also, or major holidays, right? In the sense that, take that President's Day holiday, take advantage of that.
Yeah.
You can find something. I know September could be a lot of times where the kids are going back to school, so you want to take advantage of, hey, the crowds.
Yeah.
There's no big crowds there, right?
Yep. Whether, man, like in his case and my case, I'm married to an educator, so we can only travel during peak times. So there's deals to be had. So it shouldn't discourage you from traveling. But some of the perks of traveling off peak, I can't wait till I retire. Because some of those perks are, some of these vacation packages, flights, hotel deals, what have you, somewhere around 32% cheaper than if you go during the summertime.
So I don't know why, but I've known, so my daughter's birthdays are on spring break.
Yeah.
So I like to get the week before spring break, because sometimes they'll have cheaper flights, the destinations are cheaper, right? So that's where I try to travel, take advantage of that off-peak time. And you're right, it is a hassle, especially for you guys that have family. Sometimes you won't be able to get those, you won't be able to travel on the off-peak time.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit complicated, but it's
But look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're traveling, December the 23rd through, January the 3rd. The most important thing is that you're traveling, And then more than anything, on our previous episode, we talked about packing, right? Your essentials. But most importantly, if you're going to travel, pack your patience.
Yes, that's a big
understand. Hey, look, we're going during spring break. There's going to be spring breakers. we're going in the summer, there's going to be kiddos. You know, we're going to Disney, there's going to be kids yelling and screaming. There's going to be fuzzing. You know, but most importantly, you're going to be there and you're going to be having a great time.
Now, I would say, how would you get the flights? Also.
Yeah. Now, tracking flight prices, right? That can be tricky. I love using Google Flights, Compare Flights, Priceline is my go-to. But one of the really neat things about Google Flights, Chango, is that you can put fly anywhere. Meaning that, hey, I am available to fly anywhere. I haven't really selected my time off, but I know that I can get any time during June. I can get, you know, maybe I can't get 4th of July, but I can get the week 2, week 3 of July,
Sure.
and I can definitely get any time in August.
Yeah,
Right?
I've done it also where like, you know what? My only time is in the summer. That's it.
Yeah.
And I have to travel. Well, I don't have to, but I want to enjoy that time of the fact, make those memories. So instead of like you said, leaving that 4th of July, I'll try to get my vacation before. Like, even on that, on the flights, I'll try to get like on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, instead of leaving on that Friday, that Saturday, right?
Yeah. So we were talking about Google Flights, right?
Yes.
How does Google Flights work where you put any destination, right? So one of the really neat things about that is you put travel anywhere, and it's going to give you deals for that month. So that month you can look at a deal and you can say, man, I really wasn't thinking of traveling to, you know, DC, but hey, for $150 to fly from, you know, I don't know, Saturday through Saturday, week number 3 of July, let's go. You know?
And you know what, Chris? I've taken advantage. I think I tricked the computer, right? On Google
Yeah.
Flights. Because I know my dates are going to be on. I want to go like on the from let's say June 22nd to June 29th, but I'll go in Google Flights and I'll put June 24th. So now the computer thinks it's giving me those prices, and then I have to go kind of beat those days, right? That's why I've done it a couple of times in Google Flights, right?
Yeah.
Also, sometimes I'll call the company. I'll go direct with the airlines, and they'll kind of pay, you know. I've had it where it's almost the same price.
Yeah, or they may or may not, you know, they may have a little wiggle room and give you a discount. Now, on some of these sites, for example, if you put, I want to fly out on Friday early morning, right? And you get out of work on Thursday at 2 in the afternoon, but you notice that Thursday afternoon there's a flight at 5 that's cheaper.
Yes.
That might be cheaper. To add that extra day, you're already out of work, your bags are packed, you're ready to go. So you might say it might be worth flying a day earlier or staying a day later.
And I've done that where I've saved $100, $200, right? I've saved to a family of 4, saving $100 to $200 per person. You know, it goes from $400 to $800, and I've used that somewhere else, right? But you're right. It's just flying that Tuesday, that Wednesday instead of I want to fly on a Friday, but then you just kind of, you know, take it one day behind.
Yeah.
And then fly out that day. I've used that, and it's helped me a lot, right?
Now, I think I've tried it once or twice, and I need to go back and try the myth of, hey, if you book on a Wednesday night, midnight, you're going to get cheaper flights. Has that worked for you?
Well, actually, yes. I've used that where my little theory is Tuesday night for Wednesday and Wednesday night for Thursday. And I think that like that time is around 1 to 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've done it where it's 300 on a Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then I wait for Friday, Saturday, and it's at 400.
Yeah.
Even if I save $100, I said at least 100,
Yeah.
$200, I'm good with that, right? So
And all of those savings, they start adding up, and then that's money that you can use on excursions, money that you can use to splurge on a dinner, you know. There's a long list of things. Guys, we're talking and we're having fun, and this is a podcast about saving money, about traveling, about not being scared to travel and all that good stuff, right? Throw in your 2 cents, man. That's why we have a comment section. Let us know, hey, I've tried this because we're talking about Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe, hey, have you considered doing this? For example, I do the incognito mode.
Yes.
And it's worked for me.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, this last time because I just started looking for flights for a whole little vacation package,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like it didn't work for me. It started climbing up, and it's a headache because I'm looking at it, and now I got to go and talk to the person who I'm going to travel with, and say, hey, this is the price. What do you think? Oh, great, awesome. And then I go back, and wait a minute, it went up. Or that particular flight, I was looking at an early flight, and now it's, it's pricier.
It's probably all that AI crazy.
Yeah.
They're updating all these little, I think they're ChatGPT 5 or something like that, the AIs, and they're trying to get, I understand it.
Yeah.
The companies want their money, especially with all this stuff going on, but I think to kind of beat that, we should probably go to the library and do different
No.
computers.
So they've already discredited that. I'm glad you brought it up. Let me tell you, do not drive. Or you want to drive it, try it, who cares? And then come back with the conversation. It worked for me, but I've already seen out how many vlogs of people that actually go to the library and they're out there and they're trying it incognito to the local. But yeah, oh Lord, man. And I think the next thing I'm gonna try is I've tried my cell phone. They have my cell phone.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna try my wife's, and then I'm gonna try my laptop. And something's got to give.
You know what? I think I'm gonna use my kid's phone now when you bring it up, right? Try to get those prices as low as I can. But going back to it, right? It's traveling off the peak times, right?
Yeah.
We want to save that money. I've accommodated my vacations to travel on peak sites, right?
Yeah.
And I've done it more where not with the kids, having a
Yeah.
family, it's
Someone
just,
take care of them.
yeah, it's just it gets expensive right away.
Yeah.
So traveling off peak times has helped me out a lot. Like I said, I've also done it with the airlines where I check the airlines and pretty much sometimes the time where they're the same as Google. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go with the airlines. I get air miles.
Yeah, there you go. Your air miles. Try your air miles. Try your, your credit cards if you have points. Book accommodations smartly. That is really important. Booking your accommodations. We're talking your hotel rooms. Man, if you think, oh, I'll wait till the last minute, don't do that, please, because it's going to be pricier. Now, sometimes you're doing a road trip and you got to get a hotel at the last minute.
Mhm.
That might work for you. But in all honesty, if you book in advance 6 months, 3 months, that's where you're going to save your money.
So pretty much booking hotels. What would you recommend, Crazy? Like, what do I just 1-800 number?
I love using Priceline. All you're gonna do is just get a hotel, Priceline Express deals.
Okay.
Let me run you through what Priceline Express deals are. What you do is you put on the search, we'll use New Orleans.
Okay.
We'll put New Orleans. We'll put Thursday through Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll get Thursday through Monday, right? Once you hit enter. And now you go to filter. Now you're going to put 3.5 stars and above. And then you're going to put 7-star rating and higher.
Yes.
And then you're going to put your neighborhoods. And now you go to Express Deals. And now you're going to get a list of all the Express Deals. What an Express Deal is it's going to tell you, hey, Canal Street, French Quarters, downtown, Convention Center. All of this is basically French Quarters. They're different little neighborhoods, but they're right there. You'll walk a little bit more, and then you'll get a list of the 3.5 star, and then it'll tell you 3.5 star, $70.
But you know what crazy? What I still remember that one time I went to New Orleans.
Yep.
New Orleans for Lisa's birthday. You ended up doing the express deal. I remember that. And at first when you told me about it, I was like, I don't know, man. I'd rather just pay 120, instead of Hilton or whatever. And then I remember it was like a 3-star. I don't remember that.
No, it was like a 3.5 star, beautiful, awesome hotel. I don't remember it was 3.5 or 4, but nonetheless, I think we paid $70 a
Yes,
night.
$70 a night.
$70 versus 200 or 250, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our friends, because there was a big group of us,
Yes.
and the last person that booked ended up getting the Hilton or the Marriott 4-star for the same price. They didn't get our hotel, which was the Old 77.
The old 27.
Great hotel, really fun, but nonetheless, they still got a great deal, and they were only 3 blocks away from us. And so in that case, like I said, we picked Convention Center. That was the best, least expensive option. The other option would have been, I think it was 4-star, $80 for downtown, and then Canal Street or French Quarters would have been like 125 for a 4-star. And how do you know what you're gonna get? Because the only thing you know is you're getting a 3.5 star,
Yes.
and you're paying, where you're staying, what location, what
Yes.
what star rating, and how much you're gonna pay más o menos. But if you want to know, you want to narrow it down. What you do is you go back to your hotel list, and then that'll give you an idea of a list of hotels that are 3.5 star or 4 stars, right? And then it'll give you if you list it by price, you'll have an idea. Okay, this is the least expensive one, which is 150 or 200, and then this one, the next one's 220, and then the next one's 230. So one of those 3 is going to be the ones that you're going to get.
And I remember you telling me that, and I was like, oh man, that was the first time I actually did. I participated in that. And you know what? And I've done it throughout my traveling. I've done it where I do express deals. I've been doing express deals, and that's really good. So we can also do what's it called? I've also used hotels.com.
Hotels.com, Expedia, and mind you, all of these sites that we're throwing out there, they're not sponsors. Guys, you're listening to We and Crazy Travels and We Ain't Scared to Travel, right?
Yeah.
But man, it'd be awesome if we had a sponsor, and this is why we're covering the logos on our. This is tap water. It's not filtered water. This is river water, because they're like, who? We Ain't Scared to Travel? Who are they? Where are they?
Yeah.
And they have no idea we're Mission, Texas. They have no idea. Like, RGB, what are they?
Are you talking about the Valley in California?
They don't even have mountains. They don't even have valleys. So, unfortunately, we don't have sponsors yet. You're looking at a microphone that doesn't work. That I sponsored, it came out of my pocket. And it turns out that we need a USB. Man, these are our first 4 episodes, and we're working on it. Guys, chime in. Let us know what you think. We're having a good time here talking travel. We love travel. I love the fact that he isn't scared to travel. And because I suffer from anxiety.
Uh-huh.
So there's that little like, ooh, and my wife has bad knees, and so now I have to take that into consideration. So we want to make sure that you understand that there's stuff that we understand that you have to take into consideration. We're talking right now, we're talking off-peak. We're talking beating the crowds, getting the best deals.
Yes.
Some of y'all are the people that are like, man, I cannot do crowds. I can't do crowds. Guys, honestly, man, if you can't do crowds, you have to beat that phobia because man, it is to go to Venice, Italy, to go to Vatican City, to go to the Sixtine Chapel, to go to Valencia, to go to Madrid, to go to Bemblo, Pensacola. I mean, and I'm not talking Pensacola, Florida. I'm talking Spain. To go to London, England. To go to Roman Baths. To go. I mean, I can go on, and I'm not bragging. I'm telling you, these are places that you can enjoy. All of these places are available to it. There's a lot of deals to be had, and we're not the best, but we've done pretty good with the advice that people have given us, and the stuff that we share are things that someone else shared with us.
And that's what we're talking about. That's why we brought up this subject, right? Off-peak times. Travel off-peak times. Because sometimes you only have, for the sake of the conversation, you only have $2,000, right, to spend. So some people will be like, oh my gosh, I can't go to Europe with $2,000. But yes, you can. You can because you travel that off peak time. You get that early flight, you get that afternoon flight. The cheapest. Yeah, I might go to 2 airports, 3 airports, but you're saving that money, right?
Now, I've never used Airbnbs, so I wouldn't know, like, oh, if you talk to maybe you've already rented from that person and you can ask for a deal, or there's ways to find, like, what can you tell me about Airbnbs?
So I've used Airbnbs. From my personal experience, crazy. I think Airbnbs are good when you travel in not a big group, but 2 parties, 3 parties.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to. Sometimes it's just 2 people per party, right? 2 persons per party, right? So now you're splitting that bill in 3, and then you have, per se, you have 2 master bedrooms and then 1 just a small regular bedroom. So you kind of pick which bedroom you want to go. Sometimes, they want to the girls can stay in 1 bedroom and the guys can sleep on the couch. Depending, right? You do have to sacrifice a little bit.
Yeah.
Depending who you go with. Like
I
I said,
some of these places also have, like, the pull-out couches.
yes. So
Or a big, like, space where kids can put the little sleeping bags or what have you.
So I try to use the Airbnbs with family.
Yeah.
Because, there's that, hey, just the kids fall asleep on the living room. They fall asleep just playing games or whatever. So that's how I save that money.
How do you get a deal on Airbnb, or you're pretty much whatever the prices are set?
So on the Airbnbs, going back to knowing when to book, I've had it where if you book more than 3 nights, you get 10% off.
Okay.
So that's 10% off already. And they're like, hey, you know what? They know they have all this stuff where they know they can rent. So I've had it where, hey, come on a Tuesday, and we'll give you 25% off.
Okay.
So now you're talking about 100. Now you're talking about $75. So I've used that a little bit where, okay, let me get the flight early. I save $100 there, and then I save 25% on the Airbnb. So now you're saving. It's just adding up on that.
Yeah.
And now you can pick up that nice dinner.
Yeah.
Or buy that expensive souvenir, which is you're just gonna hang on that magnet. You're gonna hang.
Yeah. But nonetheless, you still have to, every now and then you do have to buy a souvenir for someone who was, taking care of your pets. Maybe they were watering your plants. Maybe, a good supervisor or a friend of the family, or someone who was like, hey, if you go, can you get me this or that? You know what I mean?
Sure.
But you know what? It just came to mind that although your destination, like, let's say, I love to go to Nashville, right?
Yes.
So, or even London or what have you, right? But if we're talking flights, we're talking hotels, we're talking, how can I save money? Budget-friendly locations, man. And it's crazy, but for example, when I go to Nashville, sometimes I don't even stay in Nashville. I'll stay in Franklin. I'll stay in Cool Springs. I'll stay in Murfreesboro, Brentwood. These places are about 20 to 30 minutes away from Nashville. It's the equivalent of, staying in Mission and going to McAllen, right?
Sure.
Or Far San Juan, Alamo, and then just doing that little drive. And you're going to save a lot of money when you're booking your hotels on flights. If you're going to Washington, right, and you're like, man, it's too expensive to fly into Reagan, well, maybe you fly into Dallas over in Baltimore.
Yeah, so you know what? I know you talk about friendly locations, also budget friendly, right? I usually, when I do that, I travel usually like to Mexico, and that's really economic, right? Instead of spending on a vacation, $100,
Yeah,
I'll spend $50, right?
yeah,
So I try to use that sometimes, and I enjoy it, right? And then big cities, right? Let's say Atlanta. When you go to Atlanta, you don't have to stay in Atlanta itself.
oh yeah,
You can stay outside, and then like just stay 20, 30 minutes. That's pretty good.
and one of the really neat things, whether you're using public transportation or you're on your vehicle, for example, when we went to Boston, we stayed in Shamford. And so that was a half an hour drive. So every day, half an hour drive, but it was a huge savings from not only paying for the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
but paying for parking. So when you stay out on the outskirts, you're gonna get free parking.
Oh, for sure. It's happened to me when I go to San Antonio. San Antonio, $20 right off.
Yeah,
$30 right off the bat, the hotels, right? And then sometimes it's just self parking, and you're charging me to park my own car.
yep,
And so staying outside the big cities, the metro areas, that's really good. Like I said, just those budget friendly locations are really gonna save you that money, that extra money that you never know for gas, for
for food.
kids.
Every penny that you save goes towards another excursion. More things to do, incidentals, whatever. And I'm telling you, man, no matter what, no matter what little hiccups happen, the most important thing is that you're on a vacation, you're making memories with your family, and that you're having fun.
Yeah, you know what? And you brought up a good point, Crazy. Don't stress yourself out, right? Hiccups are gonna happen. Hiccups are gonna happen just like the microphone,
Yeah.
right? But the point is to have those memories whenever you're sitting down and talking with friends, and that's one of the things you would share your travel stories with
Yeah.
us. So I was like, you know what? That motivated me.
Yep.
That motivated me to keep on going. And don't let that little small thing ruin that big moment. Especially if you just get there and it's your first day of vacation and you still have 7 days
Yeah.
left, right? And you're kind of like, oh man, you ruined my whole vacation. I don't want to do anything. I want to stay home. Yeah, just enjoy it. That's what I did.
Yep. So all of these tips, again, we want you to go on a vacation. We're talking about traveling off peak to save some money. And you might think, Chango, I can't travel on off peak. And I got money, but I don't have money. I don't have enough to go. Well, save it, man. Put it into a vacation fund. Keep throwing money in there. And if not this summer, next summer. But the goal is to go on a vacation. The goal is to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to try a new destination. Guys,
Yes.
I'm Crazy Cat2 from Crazy Travels.
And I'm Chango Bananas.
And we ain't scared to travel. Enjoy this episode, and we got more episodes coming up. And guys, continue to throw ideas on the comment section. We're working. We got stuff. Most importantly, we want you to not be scared to travel.
Yes, sir.
Got that wanderlust, yeah, we're on the move. Budget-friendly adventures we approve. Crazy travels and Chango Bananas, here to show you all the best vacation manners. So pack your bags, let's get out the door. Come and follow us to